Hey everybody, welcome to another great business that we are showcasing today. Preservation, I'll say hardware, the name's Preservation, yet it's all antique, vintage, hardware, doors, all the cool stuff either to make your house vintage or to restore a vintage property. Let's go in and check it out. Wow. Too cool. See, like these old bins, man, you can't get these anymore. Hey, it's Russ Collio, National Team Leader EXP, here again in Huntsville, Alabama, showcasing another amazing, quote, small business. That being said, introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Jason Butler, and our store here is Preservation Company.
I refer to it as Preservation Hardware after tuning it because it's got all this cool, vintage, old, historic components, as well as some replicas, but most of it, from what I saw, was taken out of other buildings, other places. So first thing I got to ask, Jason, is what the heck got you to Huntsville, Alabama? Are you a lifelonger?
I have been here my whole life, just outside of Huntsville, and so we've been born and raised here in Huntsville.
Okay, a little more to the story. You're married?
Married.
Yeah, yep. How many kids?
My wife and I have 13 kids.
13 kids?
Yep. Got married young, always wanted a big family, and my wife is an overachiever, so yeah.
So how did you get into this preservation material business? What led you to this?
So just backstory, kind of growing up, always wanted to be an architect. And as I became, school age or high school age, realized that I wasn't going to be able to sit still. Can't sit still at all.
Okay.
Got into the building business. Started in '99. My wife and I got married in '99. Became a builder in '99.
Okay.
And then did a lot of historic restoration in that time period, and just loved old homes. Loved pretty much everything about them, especially the ones worth restoring. Just the detail, the care. You have a handrail that's just carved out, a newel post that's just ornate or whatever. But people took pride in their work back in those days. Yep. And so that's something that always just stuck with me. I mean, today it's all about production, get it done, how quick can we get out of here? And when you say to someone, hey, who did this in here? Everyone assumes it's because it's such a poor job. Right? Everybody kind of runs. So that's what got me into loving old things, and kind of wanted to be in this business for 10 years before we opened it and started it. So.
Yeah. It's amazing with new construction. The painter will blame the trim guy, who will blame the sheetrocker, who will blame the framer, who will blame the foundation guy. It just goes all the way cascading down. Nobody owns their stuff, and new construction day, man, it's just not like the old stuff.
Exactly.
So you got into that. So you're a builder. That's happening. Okay, how do we make the conversion from builder working houses to retail / almost reseller of other people's components?
So we, I just got out of the building business this past year.
Just missed it, okay.
So just got out last November. So had both businesses going at the same time, kind of was doing a switch over from the building business to this business. But really, it started probably about 4 or 5 years before we opened. You open a store like this, you can't open with just a little bit of inventory.
Yeah.
And it's not like you can just have the store and say to yourself, okay, a few weeks prior to or a couple months before, I'm going to order everything that we need to put in the store. You can't do it.
No.
You can't order it.
Not for the material you have.
You have to start collecting it. So about 4 or 5 years prior to us opening, hey, had this timeline that we're going to start buying and finding and traveling and finding architectural pieces, architectural goods.
Cool.
And then about 2 years prior to us opening and having this date set, just under 2 years, we found this building.
Okay, I was curious about that because you got a lot of yard with a lot of stuff.
Yes.
I didn't know where you were keeping it all before that.
Yeah, well, barn, living room, garage, all of those places, and then we got a warehouse that's not too far from here that we started storing it in. But we, we bought the building. The building wasn't for sale, and it's one of those things we could sell old things out of a new building. It's just not the same as selling this nostalgia of the feel of selling old things out of an old building. So bought the building, wasn't for sale, and then the renovation took a little over a year.
So what is the original construction date approximately of the building that you're in?
1926.
So 1926, and you then purchased this 2 years ago.
Purchased it almost 8 years ago.
Oh, 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah,
so
we've been open for 5 years.
Okay, 5 years in
Yep.
this location. Wow, and it doesn't look like it's a 5-year location. It looks like it's a fairly new space.
Yeah.
You guys have done an amazing job maintaining it.
Thank you.
So we're in this curiosity. Who is your main customer? Where's all this stuff going?
Well, before we open, my wife said, we want to have something for everyone. You know, so for your person that's at the French bakery next door or at Holt's Leather, they wander in, we want to have gift items and those kinds of things.
Okay.
But our main customer is someone renovating, building a new home, designers, architects that are putting some statement piece into a certain location in the home. A lot of stuff goes into even restaurants. We have reclaimed wood that's over in our warehouse that certain restaurants end up saying, hey, we want our tables made out of this, or we want our bar backdrop to be out of a certain material, or those kinds of things. So when you go into those interesting places, you have all of those elements that you see that just make the place interesting. A lot of those places come from a store like ours, if not ours. So.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. House that I had when I was in Austin, Texas, we bought sight unseen at auction. The office had some old historical double bar doors that were like 8.5, 9 feet tall that you could tell were ancient, yet I never knew, the history nor how the heck they got their hands on it.
Right.
So you've been collecting this, you're selling into businesses. Are you strictly mainly selling in northern Alabama, or are you reaching out a bigger space now with all the inventory you have?
So we have really only probably 5 to 10% of our inventory online.
Okay.
It's a little different than your new product. If you look over there, you see a doorknob. Okay. Well, there may be 10 of the same doorknob, but this one's brighter. This one has a dent in it. This one, the screw is they're just every one of these items, even though you have to list them independently.
For those that are here watching, we're all about helping small business, really driving the small business culture here in Huntsville, Alabama. It's going to be what really makes this place thrive and always has. So what can we do as consumers, as leaders, as real estate professionals? What's the one thing we can do to help you drive this business?
Word of mouth is always, anything in real estate. Word of mouth is worth any, 10 pages of advertising. It's like when you have someone that is recommending a place, or hey, you got to go check this out. It's the number one thing that makes, I think, businesses grow even over and beyond. Well, certain businesses grow over and beyond advertising. So word of mouth, it really, I tell people, shop local. Of course, we're all guilty of shopping at Amazon to buy that whatever item, but it does drive me a little crazy knowing how much money we give to these big box stores.
Yeah. Well, and I will say, we'll buy something that is truly a commodity there, and yet here, this is a place you find something unique for your house. You find something that you have to have for a restoration to do it right. You have so many potential resources here. So everybody, I recommend, you're in the Huntsville, Alabama area, come here to, we call this North Huntsville, right?
Yeah, North Huntsville, we call ourselves downtown.
Still downtown, right on the north edge of downtown. I'll give you that.
That's right.
And check this place out. Come on in. There are amazing gifts. There are amazing elements. I know something's going to catch your eye, and you're going to want to implement that into your home or one that you're restoring. So anything you want to add, Jason?
No, stop by and see us. We're open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 5, and so we're closed Monday and Sunday. But besides that,
Awesome. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you guys around Huntsville.